on it. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to March, a really cold, snowy, wet March, but glad to see everyone here and on Zoom. Glad you all could join us too. And I mentioned it earlier as we were testing, we have a new hotspot. It seems to be working better. So hopefully we don't lose Zoom today like we have in the past. So, but bear with us if that does happen again. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Everyone get an agenda. Hold on. We pass around a sign-in sheet as well. Anyone who hasn't, if you could just sign in. And folks on Zoom, if you could just sign in the chat for us, just let us know. Let us know you're here. That would be fantastic. All right, just quick reminder too, for the folks here in the room, we have an extra microphone. If you don't mind, if you would just use that microphone whenever you're speaking, so that the folks on Zoom can hear us, because without it, they're just looking at our pretty faces, like really small on that screen. They won't be able to hear us. So we'll pass that around, make sure everyone can hear what's going on. So let's go ahead and get started in the agenda. I do want to make just a couple quick announcements at the top related to staffing. We did recently hire a Firewise coordinator. You'll see Sandy Roddy Huckins here joining us. We're really excited to have Sandy on board. And she's going to be working with potential upcoming Firewise communities, really building that program in the Yuba foothills. So excited to have her on board. Today is her first day right now, right here. So don't ask too many questions, but yeah, we'll be getting her trained up real soon, and then she'll be available to go out and work with neighborhoods who are interested in becoming Firewise. So just wanted to introduce her real quick at the top here. And also on a similar staffing note, not quite as exciting though, unfortunately, Yannicka Allen is going to be leaving us in early April. She's going to be taking another great new job. We are really excited for her, but unfortunately for us, she'll be leaving. So she'll be around for the next month or so, helping us transition. And just really want to thank Yannicka for her time here at the Fire Safe Council and everything she's contributed. And we are going to miss her. And with that said too, her position is going to be open soon. So if anyone is interested or knows of anyone who would be interested in the project coordinator position, we'll be flying that job soon, but feel free to reach out to me at any time, or Yannicka, I'm going to volunteer you while she's still here the next month or so. You could reach out to her and ask any questions about the job if you're interested. So yeah, just thank you again, Yannicka.
Thank you. It's been great working with you.
And she is joining us remotely. I know she's usually here, but that's why I'm looking up at the screen. So, all right. So let's get into introductions. We do this every time. We're just going to go around, do a quick round of introductions. I'll start it off here and we'll go around the room, and then we will pop up to Zoom. And when we get to Zoom, I'll go through and just call off names as I see them on there. Just that seems to be kind of the most streamlined way to do it. So I guess with that, hi everyone. If you don't know me yet, Allison Thompson, I'm the executive director here at the Yuba Watershed Protection and Fire Safe Council. And welcome. Go this way.
Hi, I'm Sandy Huckins, and I'm the new Firewise coordinator, and I am a resident of Oregon House off Sunnyside Lane.
John Messick, Yuba County Board of Supervisors.
And Jason Schroeder with the Bureau of Land Management.
Frank DiNatale, Yuba County Fire Prevention Officer.
Bill Hyam from the Lookout Oregon Peak.
Madison Thompson with the Chai Company.
Jonathan Fair Oaks, local certified arborist.
Charles Sharp, I'm with the local fire protection district, and I'm also a local landowner.
Patrick Strait, I just live over there.
And Curtis is walking with the microphone.
Curtis Canfield, Alcove Community Center Board of Directors.
All right, let's pop up to Zoom. Let's see, Gretchen, I see you up first. Uh-oh, Gretchen, we can't hear you. Like we always have this issue. There's probably a different setting. Yeah, all right. We're gonna move on, but Gretchen, let us know if you get that worked out and we'll come back to you. All right, Carrie, you're next up on my list.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you
Okay,
great.
great. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry not to be there in person as I had expected to be. I'm Carrie Rennie, and I'm an independent consultant and wear a few different hats, but here today with the Forest Business Alliance, also somewhat through the Yuba Integrated Regional Water Management Plan, and getting some snow and rough and ready.
Great. All right, Kate, with Bear Yuba Land Trust.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Kate Gazzo with Bear Yuba Land Trust. I'm one of their conservation program managers. My role is kind of just to oversee restoration on the lands that Bear Yuba Land Trust owns.
Fantastic, welcome. Yannicka, you're up next.
Hi, this is Yannicka Allen. I'm the project coordinator at Yuba Watershed Protection and Fire Safe Council.
All right, Kathy, you're next up.
Yeah, hi, Kathy LeBlanc, Camptonville Community Partnership.
Welcome, Kathy. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Brianna.
Hi, morning all. I'm Brianna Pinto. I'm an environmental scientist with Fish and Wildlife, and I focus on our wildfire resiliency projects in the North Central region. Happy to join you today.
Great, welcome. Jamie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie. I'm the wildfire reporter from North State Public Radio.
Great, good to see you, Jamie. Oh, Ronnie, you're up next.
Good morning, everybody. I have just retired from the Department of Insurance. I was working for the better part of 4 years on regulations for wildfire mitigation and scoring in the wildland-urban interface.
Awesome. Thanks, Ronnie, and congratulations on your.
Oh, thank you.
All right, next up, I see Smartsville Battalion Chief. Who do we got?
Morning, everybody. Sean Griffiths,
Hey, Sean.
Deputy Chief of Smartsville Fire, and also the chairman for the Yuba Watershed Fire Safe Council. And it sounds like we might have a new candidate, and Ronnie is someone that we might be able to bring into the council there.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
I don't know about full time, but yeah, for thank you.
Perfect. All right, Ben, looks like you're up next.
Yeah, I'm Ben Reynal with Sierra Pacific Industries, fuels, vegetation management and fuel breaks and reforestation.
Great, glad you're here, Ben. Diego. Diego
Yeah.
Camacho. Yeah, there you go.
I'm here. Okay. I'm representing NRCS in Yuba City. I'm Diego Camacho. Hopefully the next meeting I can be with you. So that's it.
Great, fantastic. Glad to have you here. All right, Dwayna.
My name is Dwayna Edens, and I am the Yuba Watershed Protection and Fire Safe Council bookkeeper.
Great. Hi, Dwayna.
Hi.
And Anne Marie.
Hello, my name is Anne-Marie Holt, and I'm the Forest Conservation Project Manager at the South Yuba River Citizen League and the facilitator for the Yuba Forest Network.
Great. Welcome, Anne Marie. All right, Gretchen, let's come back to you. Can we hear you this time?
I don't know. Can you hear me this time?
Yes, we've got you now.
For a small fee, I will loan out my husband, who, if he stands behind me, whatever won't work will work.
It's magic.
Yeah, magic.
Great. Do you want to introduce yourself real quick and who you're with?
Okay, I am the current president of Yuba Sutter Domestic Animal Disaster Assistance.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, and glad we've got your audio on. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here virtually and in person. Got a good crowd today. Let's go ahead and move on in the agenda. So next up, we've got public comment. This is a time for any members of the public, anyone who does not have a space currently on the agenda. If you have anything you'd like to bring up to the Fire Safe Council, we can give you a few minutes to address everyone here. I'll just give a nice long awkward pause while we wait.
My concern is with our arboreal friends along the road. I was sort of hoping that we could have a choice as to what happens to our properties. Spray or not to spray, to remove or not to remove. And I realize that sometimes there are what we might call marginal creations, which might be better removed. And yet it would also be useful to have replanting with trees that are more appropriate. In my situation personally, I know that the trees and shrubs keep the dust down, keep the noise down, and hold the road together. So often I see these cleared spots and they just erode right into the culverts, clog them up, and it's often not the best choice to make. So I'd be glad to offer my assistance as a certified arborist, and I have lots of ideas.
Great. You're talking about the roadside project. Great. Yeah. I would love to talk with you more about that. We're really trying to make this project, flexible and work with the community. And there's a lot we can talk about as far as the arboreal friends, et cetera. We have a ton of environmental protections that are going into this project, and we can work with the landowners. This is a voluntary project. We'll say, like, we pulled the money together, we pulled the project together, but ultimately we have to have landowner buy-in. So we're happy to work with everyone to make it work. Our ultimate goal with that project is wildfire risk reduction. But we know that's a balance with everything else going on. So yeah, let's talk later about some ideas. I'd be happy to. All right, anyone else for public comment? Did I see? Nope. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Let's move on then. I'm excited. We have a special presentation today. Carrie mentioned it briefly, but we have Carrie Rennie on the line. She's going to give us an overview of the Forest Business Alliance. I mentioned this briefly at our last meeting, but she's going to go more in depth into what that project is and how it can benefit local businesses and organizations and how folks can get involved. This is Fire Safe Council is a fiscal sponsor on this project, so we're minimally involved, but it's largely Carrie and her great group of consultants. So Carrie, if you want to share your screen, that ability should be turned on. And yeah, thank you, Carrie, for being here.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. And of course, I hit the thing too soon. So, okay. I'm gonna make it look like a presentation, hopefully. Of course, it worked when we practiced and now it's a little slow. Okay, can you hear me and are you seeing my slide?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, hello again, everyone. And I am really sorry not to be there in person. That was my goal today, but it was snowing here and schools are closed. So I came very close to bringing my little ones to be in the room there with you, but maybe we'll have another opportunity for a bring your kids to work day in the summer for a future meeting. But it is really nice to be talking to all of you. And as Allison mentioned, I'm here to talk about the Forest Business Alliance project, which is capacity and peer learning. And in this case, today, the work that I'm going to talk about is focused on the Yuba Watershed and also just in Yuba County. But I'll mention a little bit more about the larger CAL FIRE piece. So the project is supported by a grant from the Yuba Water Agency, which is through their Yuba Integrated Regional Water Management Plan, which is a stakeholder group. It's open to all organizations, entities within Yuba County, and it mostly historically has been focused on water, but as with all things we're in California and especially in the Sierra, we have moved very steadily into forest related topics. You start with water and it pretty quickly leads you into the forest. So this grant, it just started, and I believe in December of 2022, we're just getting going. And it is part of a larger statewide effort that's supported by a CAL FIRE grant through their Business and Workforce Development Grant Program. And this grant from Yuba Water Agency is more focused. It's more tightly focused on Yuba County and the Yuba Watershed. And the Yuba Watershed Protection and Fire Safe Council is the fiscal agent for the project and a really important partner for us. But the project itself is really being led by a small group of consultants with various experience. For me personally, I've been a grant writer for about 15 years, mostly focused on natural resources, mostly water, as I mentioned, but also some meadow restoration and now lots of forest related projects of different types. But my other colleague, Vance Russell, is the lead on the project, and he couldn't be here today, but he has worked with the National Forest Foundation and has really extensive experience in forest related work. And Regine Miller is also a key partner in the project, and she also has extensive experience in forest related work. And so we're working with some others as well to bring this expertise together, basically to do support healthy and resilient forests and the people and ecosystems that depend on them. That's our overall goal for the project. And the way that we're doing that is by really helping CAL FIRE and also Yuba Water Agency reach their goals of expanding the pace and scale of forest related work. And we're doing that by providing technical assistance and skills development to forest sector focused professionals, so small businesses, also all kinds of organizations, nonprofits, and lots of others we're finding. And really, we're providing technical assistance through business development training and also grant writing training. So the grant writing piece is where I have the most experience, but we have lots of others on the team with business development experience as well. And so the tasks for the project itself are really, as I mentioned, this technical assistance, and the proposal development piece is really largely focused on helping folks understand the CAL FIRE grant programs that are available, so that we can help basically support people to put together high quality applications that are likely to be funded through CAL FIRE, but also lots of other grant programs. There's a lot of funding available right now for forest related work. And although CAL FIRE is somewhat unique in providing grants to businesses instead of just nonprofits and public agencies, it's not the only type of funding that provides that kind of support. So we're really trying to help folks access these resources, both by direct assistance, and also we'll be doing some workshops later in the year on lots of different things. So business planning, we have some sawmill workshops coming up, and other topics that we hope to identify through some of the direct technical assistance, where we're going to be asking people what kind of assistance they need, so that we're actually filling gaps that are real needs that folks have. And the last piece is this peer learning network, which is going to be coming together through sort of future phases of the project, which is probably a little bit later this year and into next year. And really what we're hoping to do is build on some of these really great existing collaborations that are happening, similar to the Yuba Forest Network that Anne Marie has mentioned, and also meetings like this one, which is where having partners is really critical, but just to hook people up so that they can talk to each other about things that they've learned, resources that they might have. If someone is just getting started and has questions, say, about permitting, or wants to be involved in on the ground projects, or has a concern that they would like to have more folks talk about, that the peer learning network is really going to be a chance for folks to do that. So these are really our next steps. The needs analysis is basically, we're just reaching out to folks, doing things like I'm doing here today, talking to people who work in forest related businesses or organizations, and letting you know that we're out here, we're providing this technical assistance, and asking if you have specific needs, what those are and how we might be able to assist. And so, figuring out what business related needs might be. We're also reaching out to a lot of tribal related organizations and entities to make sure that those folks are involved as well, and organizations of all kinds. And so this needs analysis and the outreach to underserved businesses and communities is kind of happening simultaneously, with the outreach really continuing later in the spring. And then the next piece is going to be making sure that as we get things really going in the Yuba County and Yuba Watershed focus area, that we're also integrating with this larger statewide effort that is getting going as well. So that was a lot of information, but if any of you have questions, or it sounds interesting, but you're not quite sure, or for sure, gosh, I have a lot of interest in receiving, grant support or business development support to write a business plan or learn about budgeting, things like that. I have my email address up here and my colleague Vance Russell's email address on the screen, and you can reach out to us at any time just to talk things through or to get more information. Or if you know of someone who has a small business or some other kind of organization or even a larger business with a specific need, please feel free to share our contact information and connect them with us or reach out yourself. And I will be also putting together some flyers that we'll be using for different events through the Yuba Watershed Protection and Fire Safe Council's tabling efforts. So this hopefully won't be the last time you see or hear about this, but for now, that's basically it. Thanks so much for letting me come and talk to you.
Great. Thanks so much, Carrie. Joanna, I saw you had a raised hand up there.
Yeah, hi everybody. This is Joanna Lassard, Yuba Water Agency. I lead our watershed resilience program. And I just wanted to sort of tack on to Carrie's presentation because the timing couldn't be better, really, to get involved in what we're trying to build, which is a restoration economy. The opportunity in Yuba County and our upper watershed couldn't be riper for business development. And actually, we won't be able to reach the pace and scale that we're trying to without workforce development. Currently, money for implementation is not the major bottleneck. The primary bottleneck is workforce development and then also biomass utilization, places to take all the biomass that's coming out of the forest. So within the upper watershed, there's currently 130 million plus being directed just to the North Yuba landscape for implementation. And that's going to be through contracts with Tahoe National Forest, through the National Forest Foundation, through Circle, and some of our other implementation partners. So if you're interested in working in Yuba County or our upper watershed in this realm, taking advantage of this program to help build your grantsmanship, because there are grants for equipment and for workforce development because it's an understood need. Like, please contact Carrie and get looped in if you know somebody else that has equipment. I mean, honestly, truck driving and masticators and diggers, those kind of skills translate between equipment, and it's not a huge lift. So it's a huge opportunity right now, and we really want to make sure everyone's aware of it and taking advantage of it if you have any interest at all. I want to say one more thing, that Yuba Community College also has a grant from Yuba Water Agency to develop a watershed resilience education program to build things like not only grant degree programs, but certificate programs and training and internships. So please also look into that, because there's a combination of opportunities here that could really help you build a really successful business. This work is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Thank you so much, Joanna. Something that you said made me want to also just reiterate the type of funding that's available, the type of funding that through this CAL FIRE program that Yuba Water Agency is also helping us to leverage the funding for, is really interested in helping people build their businesses. So it is everything from buying equipment to actually like growing a business to, and in all different sectors of forest related work. So it can be arborist, it can even be landscape related. It's not so tightly focused on just forest resilience and restoration. It really there's a pretty broad range of funding that's available there. So I think that's really important too, to highlight that they're trying to expand this support through all different portions of this forestry related field. And the Yuba College program that you mentioned, Joanna, is super wonderful as well. I made a note to add some information about contacting them as well. So.
Great. I think we have a question in the room here.
Yes, Charles Sharp. How much was the grant from the Yuba Water Agency that you got?
The grant for Yuba Water Agency is $100,000, and it's over several years. So, and it does have a lot of different kinds of elements that go into it. And Yuba Water Agency has a grant program that they make available for organizations and entities within Yuba County, and it's pretty competitive, and it's largely available for grants that are leveraging other funds. So it's really matching funds for this larger CAL FIRE statewide effort, but it was a priority for them to make sure that this work was really happening in the Yuba region specifically to support the economy and the communities in this region specifically.
Great. Other questions for Carrie? If you're on Zoom, I think you'll need to do a raise hand thing or else we might not be able to see you. Great. Well, thanks, Carrie. And thanks, Joanna, too, for the additional information. I think you both mentioned it, but something that stood out to me, too, is the fact that some of these CAL FIRE grants, especially the Business and Workforce Development Grant, you know, a lot of folks, especially like small private businesses, think, oh, grants aren't for me, they're only for like nonprofits. But this CAL FIRE grant is open to private businesses, and I think just making people aware of that. And like you said, Joanna, like you can buy new equipment with these grants, so that's a huge thing. Spread the word, and talk to Carrie and Vance, and they can help you get new equipment through that grant. So let's see, Kathy, I see a raised hand up there.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank YWA and Carrie and Joanna as well. The timing on this is absolutely what is needed at this point in time. That peer learning network is so vital. We will definitely be a part of this. Carrie, I'm going to connect up with you. I have some youth groups that maybe we can connect with about these workforce development stuff as well. I just want to say kudos. Great job. Good timing. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kathy.
Fantastic. All right. If there are no other questions, we can move on in our agenda. But again, thank you, Carrie. And if you can also put your and Vance contact info in the chat too, just so we have it everywhere. And we'll of course be sharing it out in the meeting notes as well, if anyone wants to reach out to you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Now it is time to move on to our partner reports. I am just going to go down the list here, and I don't see anyone from the Forest Service, either Plumas or Tahoe. Is that right? Speak up if I missed you. All right. Thinking since we're on the federal folks there, we don't have you guys on the list, but BLM, do you want to give us just a quick update on your work?
So again, my name is Jason Schroeder. I work with the Bureau of Land Management. I apologize for not making it over to more of these meetings. BLM is there's very little of it in Yuba County. My job as the mitigation specialist is to make it to as many of these Fire Safe Council meetings as I can. Our field office stretches up to Yuba County and then down to Mariposa County. So if I'm ever not here, it's probably because I'm at another Fire Safe Council meeting. However, I did want to introduce myself. If there's ever any complaints with BLM land, especially in relation to wildfire, I'll leave my contact information, business card. So please pass it around. And if you ever want me to be here, if there's ever anything that comes up on BLM land, I'll make it a point to try to make it over here.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Thanks, Jason. Good to meet you. I'm glad you could make it here. All right. And on similar note, while we're on federal zone, Diego, I don't know if you want to jump in with anything from NRCS. Any updates on what you guys are working on?
I could say is there's more in the terms of financial assistance coming in. I'm gonna say April. That's kind of something new, but we're gonna have start getting more money in terms of the what do you call it? Shoot, the IRA funds, which is the I forgot the name. I cannot escape you right now. Inflation Reduction Act. So there's gonna be a little more money on that specifically for forestry. So that's something coming down the pipeline. That's pretty much all I can say in terms of news from our end. So being ahead for that.
Fantastic. Can people reach out to you, or what's the best way to get more information about?
Yeah, you can reach out to me. If I don't know if you have my contact information. If not, I can just put it on the chat.
Yeah, that'd be great. You can put it in the chat.
That would be the best way. Okay, thank you.
All right. Great. Well, thanks, Diego. All right. Next on the partner report list is CAL FIRE. Let's see, CAL FIRE.
They're all
Oh,
busy, but I talked to Lan a little bit ago, just to quick update for them. Most of their resources are committed to assisting in the snow issues, and they got a lot of stuff assigned to both Nevada and Placer County. They do have personnel assigned that if Yuba County has a need to reach out and contact Battalion Chief Sean Ryan. He's taken over for Landon for this assignment. Landon's team just got activated to go to Mono County for their incident management team. Wanted to make sure everybody was aware that the CAL FIRE website has been updated. They've put a new website together, new design. One of the things coming to it soon will be online burn permit applications for larger scale landowner burns, what they call their LE5 and LE7s. There will be an online permitting process for that. Once it's out, I strongly encourage everyone to that's interested in doing their own prescribed fire or being involved in a prescribed fire on their property to get in there and start applying. The more need they see, the better support we'll get locally. So, but as far as what CAL FIRE had to pass on was they're busy. No one, they got 2 engines staffed at Nevada City's the closest right now, but they do have a couple HFEOs on to help with any needs. And if there's a need for Yuba County, to make the contact through the command center, and they'll be happy to assist with what they can. End of CAL FIRE report.
Great. Thanks, Sean, for jumping in there for them. All right. Next up is Department of Fish and Wildlife. Brianna, if you're, yep, there we go. Take it away.
Hi again, everyone. So North Central region of California Department of Fish and Wildlife does oversee 17 different counties, but Yuba does continue to be a large focus for us, especially at our Doherty Hill Wildlife Area. That's a really large wildlife area where we've got actually 6 different grazing permits active right now. And so we've got cattle going on, all these different units of the property and keeping the fuel loads down. We have a grazing specialist on staff, and I'll just take a quick look at his report. He wanted everyone to know that grazing is going well there. So there's been some grass growth, but we're expecting a lot more in the late season due to all these winter rains we've been dealing with. And those winter rains have also complicated some of our fuel break efforts. But a lot of these grazing permits are expiring this year. So requests for proposals will be going out shortly to continue grazing in support of wildfire resiliency efforts, getting those fuel loads down across the property and trying to keep that in check. And so as a quick reminder too, if any of you are hunters or hikers and utilizing these wildlife areas, the cattle are probably going to be out till about May or June. So if you can close the gates when you enter, that'd be appreciated. Keep those cows where they're supposed to be. And on the main unit of Doherty Hill Wildlife Area near Collins Lake, we're working just about southeast of there in the corner of the property near Regents Way on a fuel break that's active right now. That's a shaded fuel break, so we're maintaining a lot of these large trees and these heritage oaks that have been there and beautify the property and create great habitat value, but we're taking out a lot of the ladder fuels, dead trees, trees that have fallen down the fence line, things of that nature. And it's most of our fuel breaks on the Doherty Hill property have been 50 to 75 feet wide. And this one, we're using help from California Conservation Corps to get us just about to the end of that project in terms of clearing the vegetation. Again, because of these winter rains, we've had some delays, just not super safe to be running saws out in the rain. So we're getting that cleared up. We have finished up the clearing on our Marysville Road fire break. So hopefully that pathway is going to be a lot clearer in the upcoming fire season as a route egress if necessary. And we can prevent any roadside emissions going on there. But if you have any questions on these projects that are going on in your neighborhood, please, I'll drop my email in the chat, and you can reach out to me at any time.
Great. Thanks, Brianna. Great to hear all the great stuff you have going on. All right. Next on my list is Yuba County Board of Supervisors. John.
Thank you. John Messick, Yuba County Board of Supervisors. My first official meeting taking office. I apologize for missing the first one. I had a conflicting meeting. Have nothing to report other than I'm sure the reason OES isn't here is because they haven't slept in probably a week plus. Same with Public Works and the Sheriff's Department, but I'm glad Frank's here. So that's it.
All right. Speaking of which, yeah, Frank.
Yeah, OES, I talked to them this morning. They're pretty busy with the upcoming weather, so they were going to try to jump on. So I guess they're still in their meeting with Sacramento OES, and they had a big meeting this morning with PG&E. They're trying to get the power up and running up in Camptonville. There was supposed to be, I guess, on this morning, and there's been some delays. So also Oscar has been out on family leave, and he'll be back tomorrow. So I think things will kind of ramp up. So on my side, I've been working on the state minimum fire safe regulations, which go into effect April 1st, the new ones. So I've been working in the county development code, our fire safe regulations, which is in chapter 11.22, and comparing what we have to what the new fire safe minimum regulations are. I've been adding a couple things. Most of our stuff, we go above and beyond what the state requires on their minimum regulations. So we're more restrictive in a lot of areas. So I've just been kind of going back and forth and looking at that. And once that is done, and I'll move into updating our County of Yuba requirements for rural fire protection. There's quite a bit of stuff that we're going to add into that on the new fire safe zones, the 0 to 5 zone, or that's not in there. So we'll add that and put some new literature in there. So we'll be updating that shortly also. And also been busy with the building department, going out and doing a lot of new construction inspections, sprinkler tests, fire alarm tests. Got another one this afternoon, some going out on some illegal renovations that people have been doing and helping code enforcement also. And doing all the state mandated inspections and fire inspections for the city of Linda. I've done about 100 inspections since the middle of January, and hopefully I can get done here with all their stuff by the summertime. And other than that, that's all I got.
Great. Thanks, Frank. All right. Let's see. Next on the list, who I think we actually have here is Yuba Water Agency.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Is Creighton here? Is he in the room?
I do not see Creighton. No.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll just give a quick update. So sorry I missed introductions. I was in a staff meeting. So for everybody, I'm Joanna Lassard, and I lead our watershed resilience program for Yuba Water Agency. And just a couple of quick updates on our Healthy Forest grants that we have in Yuba County. So the existing grant we call the Yuba Foothills Healthy Forest Grant. That grant's going along really well. We're more than half complete with most of the fuels reduction treatments complete for many partners, with just follow-up herbicide treatments remaining. So we're really trying to complete that within the next probably 18 months. In addition, we applied for another Healthy Forest grant. We're calling it the new Bullard's Bar Healthy Forest Grant. It includes about 4,000 acres around Bullard's Bar. It includes a lot of the same partners as well as Tahoe National Forest. Included in that grant, which I will come back to this group to discuss in detail if we are funded, is a regional CEQA document. And what we're hoping that will do is to get a lot more projects shovel ready in Upper Yuba County. So it will include a SQL analysis, if funded, it will include a SQL analysis of really all of Yuba County, kind of from around Smartsville all the way north. It will include WUI treatments, fuel break treatments, as well as forest health treatments, which will include kind of an analysis of all treatments on all acres that then will allow for new collaborative projects to be developed kind of with CEQA in place. So we're really excited about that, helping to continue to increase pace and scale, as well as decrease costs for planning for other projects that the Fire Safe Council or other entities might lead. So I will come back and report on that if we get that funded, but we're really, really hopeful that that's a good next step. The other great benefit of that grant, if we're funded, is that the Tahoe acres, which it will be facilitated through NFF, counts as state cost share for the federal funding I mentioned earlier. So we have this 130 million in direct federal funding that's been allocated to the North Yuba landscape, but there's a 5% cost share requirement for that work. So NFF as a contractor has to come up with that 5%, and their portion of this grant would count. So it's kind of just, co-benefits all over the place. So we're super excited about that project, and I will definitely give you more information if we get that funded. The other thing I wanted to mention, Allison, I don't know if you already said this, but there's private land forest resilience workshops that are available online. I'll put the link in the chat, and there's I think an in-person one in Trinity County, but there's also, I'm just gonna put in the chat, there are online workshops over the next couple of months. So if you're interested, it's basically helping private landowners learn about how to manage their private property. And that's it for me.
Fantastic. Thanks, Joanna. Yeah, we'll definitely share that out on the email list and meeting notes. Looks like we have a question in the room here.
Okay, maps would help. I'm sure you've got plenty of them around, but kind of to coordinate them and maybe put them on the website, what you're doing, where there are the areas that make them easily available for people to see. Because I'm kind of a visual person. You say 4,000 acres. Well, if I see it on a map, this area outlined, then I can, better relate to what's going on and, update as you proceed. That's my suggestion. Thank you.
That's good. All right, thanks. And yeah, Joanna, we're, like you mentioned, that countywide CEQA, we're very excited about that too. I think that it'd be a huge benefit for most everyone here at the table. So definitely keep us posted. And yes, you're of course welcome to present on that if and when it's funded. So yeah, thanks. All right, next up, I don't see Beal here, so we'll move on to the Oregon Peak Lookout. Get Bill then.
Hello, I'm Bill. I Lookout Tower program. Right now, I think we got a bunch of snow up there at the moment. They even got the road cleared yet. We're still looking for volunteers. I'll try to put something in the base page, and that's the other thing we're looking into, but I've got to coordinate everything with CAL FIRE. So, and they're kind of busy at the moment. So that's about it. And it's a fun thing to do if anybody's interested. So if you know anybody, let us know and we will go from there. So that's all I have to say. Maybe more next time.
Great. Yes, just extra plug for volunteers, please. I mean, we're always looking for volunteers, but the Lookout definitely is, and that's a great opportunity. So great. Well, thanks, Bill. Let's see. Oh, actually, I did hear a note too that I'm supposed to wish you a happy birthday, Bill. Happy birthday. All right. Next up, the RCD. We didn't have anyone show up, but I do have just a quick note from Gary from the RCD. He just said to let everyone know that Yuba County RCD will be hiring a new executive director. They've mentioned that before, that they've been looking one, but now the announcement should come out on or shortly after March 17th. So that's coming up pretty soon. What is that, 8 days? Did I do that math right? They did not have an ED. They have 3 board members, and that's it. So yeah, so this is exciting for them to actually get staff. And we really look forward to working closely with them too, because a lot of our work fits together really well with what the RCD can do. All right, next up, Camptonville Community Partnership. Kathy.
Yeah, hi. Well, Canterville is deep in the snow. I'm at my house with at least 4 feet on the ground. It's neighbors helping neighbors and, trying to take care of each other. I did want to announce that Canterville Community Partnership is going to have a St. Patty's Day dinner and fundraiser with a dessert auction on March 18th at the community center in Camptonville. Okay, now fire safe stuff. The Forest Biomass Business Center is very interested in hearing about the updates today. The CEQA will be a great benefit to that as well, as well as the workforce development piece. We're involved with SURF, the statewide effort. We're in the Sacramento Valley region right now. I believe Nevada County is there as well, but the rest of that region is pretty much Valley. So we're going to have an interesting time vying for those dollars, but I think we can, between us 2 counties, we can build a good case to why dollars should go for forest health work. So that's going to be our effort in that direction. We are just about completed and happy owners of 100 acres of land for our Forest Biomass Business Center. The purchase from SPI is nearly complete. Yuba Water Agency helped us afford that. Thank you all around. That's going to be very exciting to actually, it'll be the first time CCP has ever owned anything other than office equipment. So the Forest Biomass Business Center is a C Corp of Canterville Community Partnership. It's its own entity. And it's pretty exciting to begin starting with that. We have an interest in a co-located sawmill on the property, and we have a USDA grant going in for a development engineering on that to see how that will work. We're also on the final stages of a SNC grant. It will go to the board before at their June meeting for approval. That's for $2 million in equipment. That will help increase the local share of this bioenergy facility. This is a community-driven project. Campton, it's a community benefit project. So having more ownership from the community is really going to help us have more say in what goes on. Though if you don't have 51%, I know I'm learning the business world. Anyways, the opportunity is so ripe right now. It seems like we have a great synergy for all of our forest health projects. I know everybody here knows that, the Yuba Watershed is one of the last green watersheds in California. I mean, we have to take care of this. It's very important. And I kudos to Yuba County. Everybody is really combining efforts and putting things together that because we have a great plan and we have a great opportunity with the North Yuba Forest Partnership, 310,000 acres that we can really work on, plus private land around that as well. So I think there was that was about all I have to report. Thank you all very much. And I just wanted to say, good luck, Janica. We will miss you. And hello, Sandy. Can't wait to meet you. And I too, sort of am retiring. It's a soft retire, let's put it that way. Camptonville Community Partnership is seeking a new executive director. I will stay on with the Forest Biomass Business Center until that project is complete. But if anybody is interested, please give me an email. I'll put my email in the chat. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Kathy. All right, I do not see Sierra Nevada Conservancy, so we will move on to SPI. Ben, are you still with
Yep.
us? There we go. Great, go for it.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on with the snow. We still have a masticator sitting up there in Brownsville and Oregon Ridge, working on those CCI grants and the stewardship. Which one is that? Drawing a blank on the name of that grant. Stevens Fund. And then so once that thaws out, we'll get back to work there. Looking forward to hearing back from the New Bullards Bar project. Cross fingers on that. And that's good to hear from Kathy. Really excited about that biomass facility. Congrats on that. Not other than that, not a whole lot going on. I'm filling in for Ryan McKillop, which I'm sure you all know that name. Kind of taking more of a role in the fuel break and grant projects. So you'll be seeing me around a little bit more.
Great. Well, we're happy to have you here, Ben. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Chai Company.
So yeah, I think we're pretty much in the same boat as Ben on the implementation side right now. We're pretty much on hold with the weather, but we're looking at probably sometime in the next month or so when things thaw out, starting mastication operations in the Brownsville area on Forest Health Grant and Stevens Fund work on Chai property. We also have a fair bit of mastication that will be starting up around the same time on Ingersoll property in the Dobbins area. We probably got another 100 acres or so of mastication on their property to get done on the Forest Health Grant that'll happen this spring. And yeah, other than that, just been doing a lot of work on planning and getting the next projects together, so we know we've got a steady stream of these projects and work to be done as we get the units completed. So I think all total now we're somewhere around 3,000 acres completed between all partners on the Yuba Foothills Healthy Forest Project. And just a little correction to what Joanna provided earlier, total acres on the next grant, the New Bullards grant, is right about 3,500 acres of implementation work. And then the CEQA analysis is going to be, a lot larger than that, probably somewhere on the order of 175,000 acres plus. So.
Great, thank you. And unless Siller Brothers are here, I don't see them. That brings us to the end of our partner reports. Did I miss anyone, any of our partners? Want to chime in with any other updates? Give you a minute. All right, great. Hearing none, I will move on to our Fire Safe Council reports. And I have a decent list here, so bear with me. So for the outreach and education, Beverly couldn't be here today, but she sent me a report to read to you all. So let's see, she says on February 9th, she was invited to speak to a group of parents from the ABC Sprout preschool class at Yes Charter Academy regarding fire safety and preparing their home and family for fire season. They had good attendance. They had 7 parents and families who were in attendance, and they approached the topic utilizing the 2023 calendar. And the 4 facets of fire that we address in there. And that's a quick plug. If anyone hasn't gotten our calendar yet, we have some here, so be sure to pick it up. Yeah, she said parents were really interactive during the presentation, and it was a great opportunity to continue continue our outreach efforts. And on the calendar note, it is only March, but we are already thinking about the 2024 fire safe calendar. So if anybody out there, if you have, or in your projects and your work, if you can take pictures of anything related to forests or wildfire resilience, so defensible space work or home hardening, fire safe recreation, safe pile burning, evacuation prep and go bags, any volunteer work, so any cleanup work you do, or at the lookout tower, folks up there, we'd love some photos. And also just beautiful pictures of beautiful locations in the Yuba foothills that we would love to feature all your photos in our calendar. So, we could take a couple snow pictures for sure, because this, come July, we'll be missing it. Yeah. Yeah, send your snow pictures, please do. So let's see, we have a link on our website to submit photos, and we'll send that out in the meeting notes as well. So like I said, it's March, and you're going to hear this from us every meeting here on out now, that we're looking for pictures for the calendar. Also, we're looking, if anyone wants to help volunteer, help put the calendar together, especially folks with, say, some graphic design expertise, or yeah, we would welcome some assistance on that project. So let's see, what else does Beverly have? She says if groups would like fire safe presentations done for their small groups, they're welcome to contact her. You can either contact through the website or call her directly, and I have her phone number. We can put that in the meeting notes as well. And she's happy to come out to groups and give a presentation. And let's see, she's just giving another plug for signing up to become a volunteer at the Oregon Peak Lookout as well. Contact Bill for that. I know Beverly and Gary, they are great lookout volunteers, and they fully in support of that. All right, and last up, she has just consider becoming a volunteer with the Fire Safe Council as well. We have a number of ways folks can serve the Yuba foothills as a Fire Safe Council volunteer. We have just a few examples. We could use some help with our reflective address sign program, help with tabling at some of the various fairs and events that we attend, helping preparing and distributing the tow chain covers through that project, and a lot of different opportunities. So please do reach out to either Beverly or myself, and we'd be overjoyed to set you up with some volunteer opportunities. So let's see, and I will just add on to Beverly's outreach report as well. So Community Wildfire Preparedness Day / month it's coming up in May. It's a national day, a national holiday. So May 6th is Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, but then also the whole month of May is as well. So I just wanted to talk briefly with the group here while we have everyone here. See if anyone else is thinking about that. If you have any other events in May that you're thinking of or planning on related to wildfire preparedness in some way or another. And we have a handful of ideas, but we'd love to get everyone's input on that. We're considering, we could do a community work day. We have, like I mentioned last time, we have a new tool trailer, and we could use that to help with defensible space and some basic structure hardening for, we're thinking maybe a local community center or community location somewhere. So that's an option we're toying with. We would need some volunteers to participate in that. but that could be a great option, or we're also considering a green waste day. I know we haven't done that in quite a while. It would take some coordination, but basically green waste drop off. We'd have a location. Folks could come bring their green waste to the site, and we'd have a chipping contractor there to process. So yeah, just wanted to open that up to ideas. Kathy, I see your hand up on the screen. Feel free to jump in.
Yeah, you know, I love these ideas. Definitely the May 6th, Camptonville Prepared is interested in being a part of that. I already have a project in mind that would be great to do. And then, you know, maybe community work days, you know, that maybe each of the 5 fire council, I mean, you know what I'm trying to say, volunteer fire department districts within our foothills could have a day, you know, and they could promote it, you know, within each one and do something. And then the Green Waste Day, you know, the only comment, it would be great to have that in each location too, if there was any way, you know, that we could just sort of expand on, you know, on being able to do that. And or, you know, or have them in series. I'm not sure how that would work, but they all sound like great efforts. So count us in, please. Whatever the planning is, just let me know.
Fantastic. Yeah. And yeah, it certainly also could be like a network of different events, or just, you know, we host one event, but we can cross promote other things that you have going on, like Camptonville Prepared. So any other thoughts on, I don't know, something that's needed, or that would really what's the word I'm looking for, just encourage people to get involved. I mean, the intent of this wildfire preparedness day is to kind of catalyze, get people's energy going and saying, hey, you know what, fire season is coming up, but there's still, you know, there's still stuff we can do. There's still time. So let's work together to get prepared for fire season. So open to ideas on just kind of what would stir people the most to come together, take action. I see another hand up there. Ronnie?
Oh, I have a question when you're finished with this subject for for Jason Schroeder from BLM, since this is the first time I've seen him in a meeting. I have a question for him.
Sounds good. Kathy, is that hand up new, or is that?
Yes, it is. I was just going to say another event that might stir a lot of folks is have a Scotch broom pulling day, and see if PG&E could give us a bunch of those, you know, Scotch broom pullers. They've done it before for the Fire Safe Council. But I think that is something people could visually see, you know, and you do around their property even. So that was my 2 cents.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Any other thoughts? All right, well, we can move on, but yeah, we'll be figuring that out in the next month or so, and then start promoting whatever we end up deciding to do. So feel free to reach out if you have other ideas for how we could celebrate that day, how we could participate in that day. So great. Well, thanks for all the input. Let's see, Ronnie, we can let you chime in here with your question.
Okay, thank you. So I was just curious which part of the county BLM has lands, and if you're up for I know in the Rocky Mountain region where I was active with BLM before, and the Forest Service in the Rocky Mountain region, we did socioeconomic planning for every 10 years. You're required to do a revision to your master plans. I don't know if you're involved in any of that.
Yeah, we are. The master plan is being, it's being reworked this year. That's kind of in the process. And then in relations to Yuba County, we don't have a lot of big plots of BLM property. There's some stuff up around the Dobbins area, I think Rough and Ready, the Yuba Goldfields down there. So from my field office, we don't make it over here quite a bit, but like I said, kind of in the partner reports, if there is, if you have any issues related to BLM, please let me know. And I guess, did you have anything any direct questions for me other than the master plan?
So who is, who is your regional, I mean, what's the name of your region? And I know you said you cover 16 counties.
Yeah, it's 11 counties.
Oh, 11, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. And I work out of the Motherlode Field Office, which is in El Dorado County, out of El Dorado Hills.
Okay.
And so there's a little bit of drive time, to get to anywhere in our field office, but that's kind of what my job is too. And I've been kind of in the position for about a year. Before that, the position was vacant. Right now, kind of in line with the Forest Service and everybody else. We're all wearing 2 or 3 different hats. There's a lot of vacancies across the board. And there's 4 or 5, permanent fire people that work out of my field office. So, between the 10 or 11 counties, 7 of those we're pretty active in. Again, Yuba County, it's one of the counties that we just don't have a lot of property in. But with that, it is our ground. So my position, especially, it's kind of to engage with the fire safe councils and just, show a presence in the community wherever I can.
All righty, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
All right, Sean, I see you raised a hand. Do you have a question?
Just earlier, I noticed in the chat, somebody requested that we put his information in the chat so everybody would have access to Jason's information for the future. I just wanted to make sure that made it.
Yes, we can do that. Or did you say you have cards we can share? Yeah. Yeah, we'll try to get it in the chat, and if it doesn't make it, we can definitely put it in the meeting notes as well. So
Thank
thanks
you.
for
How do I unraise a hand?
good question. There should be a button in there. We'll just ignore it. Okay, there you go. Okay, great question. Just going back real quick to outreach. Just one last quick thing. We are going to start attending some local farmers markets to increase our outreach efforts, and also work on recruiting more volunteers. We were going to start attending this Saturday, but we are not. No, they've postponed the Dobbins Farmers Market until June, is what I've heard. So just due to the weather we've been having. So, but just know that's what we're planning, just to kind of get out in the community more. And if anyone else if you have other events you'd like us to table at. Earth Day at Yes Charter, we're planning on that. Yep, correct. So yeah, we're happy to set up a table, share information about being fire safe. So let us know if you have any other events. And once the farmers markets do start up, come look for us there. We'll be there probably once a month is the plan. We don't quite have the capacity to be there every week, but we'll be there regularly. All right. Kathy, I see your hand raised again.
Here I am again out in Camptonville. I just want to let you know that we do have Saturday morning coffees at the community center, 10 to noon. You could always come by there. And then the May 20th plant sale, which is in the Lost Nugget. That brings in a lot of folks there. So you'd be welcome at either. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. I'm writing those down right now. All right. That's all I've got for outreach now. We can go to Sean for a board report. If you have anything today, Sean.
Well, we don't really have anything since our last board meeting. You've already gave the highlights of bringing out a new employee. So other than that, all we got is project updates, and I'll let you handle all of that. And anybody out there, we are still looking for people interested in becoming board members to join the board. Hint, hint, Ronnie. We don't have that many meetings, but if we can get together and just have a little bit more support from people in Yuba County, that'd be great. And then the report.
Yeah, I'm a part-time resident. I'm a weekender at this point, but I could possibly come more often now that I don't have a 9-to-5-er anymore. Or a 7 to 4. That was my schedule, 7 to 4.
Great. All right. Well, thanks, Sean. We'll move on to my report. And yeah, that same topic was actually the first thing on my list. Still looking for new board members. So Ronnie, we can touch base, and anyone else interested also, you can just reach out to me and I'll forward your information to the board. We mentioned last meeting in January that Steve resigned. Steve Andrews resigned from the board. So that's the position we're looking to fill. All right. So what else do we have going on as far as fuel reduction projects? Some of our partners here already mentioned on the Stevens Fund, fuel breaks, not a lot going on right now due to the weather. But we are looking forward to getting that going again when the weather does cooperate. We are still waiting on the grant agreement for a new round of funding for those same projects. That's going to allow us to extend the Brownsville Organ House fuel break both down to the south, down to Marysville Road, and then also up to the northeast, up through kind of the Challenge area. So that grant is secured and awarded. We're just kind of waiting on the final paperwork before we can get started on that work. All right. Then the other main fuels reduction project is the roadside fuel reduction project. This is the CAL FIRE funded roadside, like I just said, roadside fuel reduction project. It's north of Marysville Road in Dobbins and Organ House area. And that's the 150-foot buffers along county roads and 30 feet along private roads, just to provide for safer evacuation routes and access for first responders, as well as reduce the chance of ignition from vehicle or other roadway caused ignition sources. So that's that project. Our requests we've been working with our new forester the past couple months, and requests for access agreements went out in early February to all the landowners whose property overlaps a treatment area. We have around 400 or so landowners, so it's a big feat to work with everyone, but we're getting a lot of good feedback. We hosted a community meeting February 22nd here at the Alcoof, just to give an opportunity for those landowners involved in the project to ask questions, get more information about the project. We got a lot of questions there as well, questions and concerns. Most of them, I'll try to kind of summarize some here, but most questions revolved around like landowner input into the treatment and what's actually going to be happening on the property. It's the sense I got was, it's largely due to concerns about how PG&E has dealt with their utility clearance projects and kind of assuming that we're going to work the same way. And so I think we have some work to do to kind of rebuild that trust and show that, we are not PG&E. This is a very, very different than a PG&E project. PG&E is required to do their work by law. This is an entirely voluntary project that we're putting together. So we really want to work together with the community to help reduce wildfire risk and make everything safer, but also, you know, make it work for the community. So that was kind of one major concern. There's also the herbicide component of the project. That's a common concern. We've, you know, again, with this being a voluntary project, we want to reassure people that if they don't want herbicide sprayed on their property, they're welcome to opt out of that part of it and still get the fuel reduction work done on their property. The main thing with the herbicide is it's a tool to help basically help the project last longer, help its effects last longer by reducing the sprouts that can come back so quickly. And then you just have the fuels right back again too soon. But we totally understand some people don't want herbicide. So just want to make that clear that we're happy to work with the landowners on that. So I think we do, like I said, we've been getting some great questions. We have some more work to do as far as outreach and working with the landowners. That's a lot of that is on our forester. And I can put their contact information. We can put that in the meeting notes as well. I encourage people with any questions to reach out to them. They're overseeing the project management on this project. We hired them to take care of that because it's a really big project and we have very few staff members. So let's see. And so on that note, I'm working with our forester. We're taking all this feedback we're getting. We're taking the questions. We're putting together an FAQ, a frequently asked questions document, and we're working on getting a web page up on our website. Just now that we're hearing some of these concerns, we want to work to address those and work with the community. So I encourage everyone, like, if you have additional questions, please do reach out. Like I said, first to the forester, but you can also certainly go through me. Yeah, we're excited to get this project going. And I think I keep saying it, we're excited to work with the community on it too, to make this work for everyone. So stay tuned. We'll certainly put info out on the email list once we have the webpage up and have the FAQ document prepped. We are also, I'll note, we are working with a landowner in the treatment area to kind of do their property as a demo property, so that that can be done first, and then people can go out and see, hey, this is what it looks like. It's generally this kind of work, it doesn't look as bad as people assume it will. So we will definitely let everyone know once we have that demo project secured. But it's kind of the bulk on that right now. Timeline wise, we're hoping to get started on some of the work this spring, especially that demo project. I know I hesitate to say too much because of this weather. Never know, but we have a lot of biological and cultural surveys we have to get out and do first before any of this work can happen. So we'll at least be getting started in the spring. We may have to put things on hold due to fire weather over the summer, but and then we'll expect to get into it again next winter, unless we have a winter like this one where we're all snowed in. But yeah, so that one's going along great. Guess I will move on to our residential programs. So our defensible space cost share program that closed back in November, I believe. We got a grant extension for a few more months. And so we just reopened that program for the next 5 months until July 31st. So that again is a 50% cost share reimbursement on documented defensible space expenses that folks have done on their home from either 2022 or 2023. We can go up to $2,000 that we can provide as cost share match as that 50% on your defensible space work. So we have a lot more information on the website about that program if folks aren't familiar, but please do check that out. Applications are going to close July 31st. I think I mentioned that, or if the funds run out, it'll close sooner. We have, believe it's between like $25,000-$30,000 left in that grant. So once that's gone, it's gone. From that grant, I can mention, I think I have it on my list a little later. We are working on additional grant applications to fund new iterations of the cost share program, because we know that's been a great program to help a lot of people get some more defensible space and home hardening work done. But currently what we have is defensible space. I'll mention too, we do have one new step this round. If anyone's thinking about applying, we are asking people to submit an interest form to us before they complete the work. And this just allows us to kind of pre-approve the project and reserve funds for a specified time period. And then that way we know how much funding we have remaining, and people have the kind of the peace of mind that they will receive the reimbursement because we've reserved that for them. So again, that all is on the website. Please do check that out and spread the word. Get your neighbors to get some more defensible space work done once the weather clears up a little. I know it's pretty wet out there. Let's see, also wildfire mitigation reviews. Requests for those have been fairly slow, but they are starting to pick back up again. We had 0 requests in January, but we have had 6 in February. And my note from Gary is that now is a great time to sign up for wildfire mitigation reviews. And yeah, as the weather eventually is warming up, we hope soon. Just getting out there and getting some work done on the property. The reviews will basically help tell you what needs to get done on your property. So those are totally free. So again, check that out on the website. Let's see, reflective address sign program. That's been similarly slow this winter with new requests. We had 6 new signs we made in January and February. There are still quite a few signs left from December that have not been picked up. So we've been working on reaching out and notifying those folks, asking them to please pick it up, or we're going to be removing them and they'll have to coordinate with us to pick them up. So I'd say reach out to Yannicka if you haven't picked up your sign yet, and we'll figure out a way to get it to you if it's not there when you stop by, because she's picking them up soon. So let's see, and residential chipping, this is one we've had very few applications over the last few months. I know we've had a couple, but it's been really hard to schedule a full day of work for our chipping crew, which we really need to have that full day of work, because it doesn't make sense to have them go out for just a couple hours a day. So we know it's frustrating for the people who have requested it. We're working on we're working on some more outreach, getting people signed up, and I believe they might be going out soon and doing a day anyway to kind of catch up with those handful of applications that we do have. But yes, that's the residential. No, thank you. So absolutely, yes, I talk about these all the time. So any, like, ask questions if I'm just like take things are gated. All right, so no, so this is the residential chipping program. You can, again, you can sign up on our website, and this is basically after a resident has done the, they've done clearing work themselves, made a pile. We have some instructions on the website on the best way to build a pile for the chipper. And then we have a contract chipping crew who will come out to the property and chip for free. They'll chip your piles up to 3 hours. So if you have just mountains and mountains of piles and it's going to take them more than 3 hours, they'll just stop at the 3 hour mark. But 3 hours generally gets most everything that anyone has. Yeah. Yeah, green wood. They do not like the old dry wood. That will. Yeah, no. Yeah. So yeah, that program's free. I will note, we're working on kind of reworking it. We're working on some grant applications, and we might need to be changing up that program. It might turn into a cost share kind of thing. So if you want it for free, get in now while we have the funds to make it free. So yeah, great question. All right, just a few more things left on my list. Like I mentioned earlier, we hired a new Firewise coordinator. Again, just she'll be reaching out to folks soon to start kind of building the Firewise program. We're looking forward to having more of that going on in the county, because we currently have one Firewise community in the entire Yuba foothills. So and there are a lot of great benefits to having your neighborhood be a recognized Firewise site. So let's see, next up, just some info on some pending grant applications we have. I know I alluded to these earlier, but let's see, I put a bunch of acronyms on here. I'm gonna have to remember what they stand for. The Council of Western, nope, that's the wrong one. The Community Wildfire Defense Grant. There we go. That is for the CWPP update. I mentioned this, I think, a couple months ago. That is still pending. Basically, that would be just to update our Community Wildfire Protection Plan. That's Forest Service funding. We're supposed to hear the end of December, but still waiting on that one. Couple new grant applications we put in. So this one is the Council of Western State Foresters WUI grant, or the Wildland Urban Interface Grant. So that's what we're looking at to fund additional cost share, as well as special needs assistance for both home hardening and defensible space. So to kind of continue our cost share programs, as well as expand into the special needs assistance. So 100%, we'd pay for 100% of the work on low income disabled or elderly residences. And that's also building upon what CCP has been able to do in the past. So that's going through that grant. Oh, and also another piece of that is we'll include doing some volunteer work days. It'll utilize our new tool trailer. So volunteer work days at special needs residence homes, and then also at Firewise communities can request a work day with the tool trailer. So we're hoping that one comes through. Related to that one, basically the same thing. We're also applying to the CAL FIRE Wildfire Prevention Grant. I know I mentioned last time that we weren't going to apply, but this ended up being the route we had to take. We talked with CAL FIRE, and they wanted us to take this route in order to obtain the match funding for that first grant I mentioned. It's kind of a complicated dance, but basically we're looking at two funding sources for the defensible space home hardening cost share. So that one is, the CAL FIRE one is due next week, and hopefully should find out in a few months is kind of their typical time frame. There was one grant, California Fire Safe Council capacity grant that was not funded. We didn't receive that one. That was just for kind of some miscellaneous admin and staff support. All right, that's it on the grants. Only other thing I have, and I know I mentioned this last time, is the CAL FIRE fire hazard severity map update. We talked last time about the public comment period closing. I think it was in February. Well, soon after that, they extended the public comment period, so it's now open through April 4th. And I have, if people want to look at the maps for the new fire hazard severity zones, they're here. And there's some info also on how you can submit comment to CAL FIRE on those maps. So feel free to come over here, take a look. I think we can also share it out in the meeting notes for people. Did I see a hand? Nope, I think the hand went away. Okay, I feel like that was a lot and I was talking for a long time. Any questions before we wrap up today? Crickets, that's fantastic. It either means I bored everyone or I was very thorough. All right, Kathy, I see your hand.
You are very thorough, Allison. I just wanted to, as far as pending grants, that I would imagine you guys would go for it, but PG&E just sent an offer for defensible space as well. So that would be fantastic because we always were left with a large waiting list that, we couldn't fulfill. So it looks like defensible space is might get better accomplished this year. Sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Kathy. I did just see that PG&E grant come through too. We'll take a look at that as well. But yeah. All right. No other questions. Just want to mention our next meeting. So like we've mentioned before, we've kind of changed up the meeting schedule this year a bit. We're going to skip April and then we will be back here in May. And the May meeting is going to be an evening meeting. So we'll start at 6:30, still here at the Alcoof and on Zoom. I think we're going to do that. Yep. So 6:30 here and on Zoom. And that meeting in May, that's going to kick off then our kind of our summer schedule, you could call it. So then we'll be holding a meeting every month, but we'll be alternating it evening and then morning. So May is the evening, June is the morning, and it alternates from there through November. We want to be able to, we still want to be here throughout fire season, be a resource for people, but we want to make it accessible because we know some people can't make this time in the morning. So yeah, just keep an eye on the email list. We'll certainly be sending out plenty of reminders about that. If you try to call in April, no one will be here. So, or if you show up in April, we won't be here. So,
and Allison, I just wanted to add that at the May meeting, there's going to be a presentation about the new insurance regulations. So that will be a great opportunity to learn about what's changed.
Fantastic. Yes. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, we'll have the California Department of Insurance will be giving that presentation. So we'll be advertising that widely as well. All right. Any questions, thoughts before I officially adjourn? Great. We'll want to just thank everyone for being here. Thank you, Internet, for sticking around. We finally got it to last the entire meeting. So yeah, thanks everyone. No board meeting today. So board folks, you're off the hook. And we will see everyone again in May, if not sooner. Always feel free to reach out. So thanks again.
Thank you.
On Zoom.